What's up, guys? Welcome to the video today. It's been a while since I've posted. A lot of stuff has happened through the holidays, and so finally I'm back with a kind of cool video idea. We're going to be using the very famous Two Notes Captor X. I love this thing, and you should too. I've noticed a lot of amp users use it, particularly tube amps, because it is an attenuator and you typically want to attenuate tube amps since they can be so loud. However, today I'm going to go ahead and show you what it sounds like on a solid state amp. I've got my Marshall MG right here next to me. It's a great practice amp. I like it. I think I made a video demoing it, and you know, it's a great amp. But we're going to see what it sounds like solid state through the Two Notes Torpedo Captor X. Drop a like, drop a sub. See you guys very shortly. Here we go. All right, guys, welcome back. We're gonna go ahead and try this format where you can see me playing here and you can see what I'm doing on screen on the DAW. I'm moving the mouse right now. And I have the Torpedo Captor X virtual cabinets loaded up as a software. So basically my signal chain is this Gibson Les Paul. EMG pickups, they're passive, they're the Revelation set, and D'Addario NYXL strings. And we're going straight into, I've got a long cable that goes around over here to my amp, which is now the Marshall MG. You'll see another Marshall behind here. Maybe that's my Marshall JVM right here behind me. But now I've got the MG set up. It is going straight into my Torpedo Captor X. And then my Torpedo Captor X is going right into my interface, my Antelope Discrete 8 interface. We are running no preamps, none of that stuff. It's going straight through. So what you hear is what you got. And yeah, let's get started. So basically I'm just gonna go ahead and play rhythm tones and lead tones. I find that the cabinets really respond to, you know, big gain, not necessarily high gain, but cranked guitars, edge of breakup, all that. And that's usually what we look for as guitar players. That's usually what I look for. The clean setting isn't as important to me as how the overdrive sounds. So we're gonna hear how this sounds here. I have the MG again. It's all in rhythm setting. I have reverb coming out of my DAW, and that's it. So we'll go through 6 different cabinets that I personally set up that I like. Specific mics, we'll talk about that and what I'm doing with it. So let's look over here. We've got the, I've got a cab here. If you click this I button, it tells you pretty much what it's about. So this is a 1996 to go with a Marshall / signature head. So it has the same characteristics as a Marshall 1960 AV loaded with Celestion vintage 30 speakers. Very cool, 4x12. And I've got a dynamic 57 here, which is a Shure SM57, and condenser 87, which would be the Neumann U87, or should be, you know, emulates it. And here I've got an EQ turned on. I've got everything at 0 dB, except I'm rolling off anything under 79 hertz. I tried to get it to 80, but it goes 79 and 82, which is really no big deal. So let's hear how this sounds. I'm gonna go ahead and push record here and bring back up my cabinet. Here we go. I'm just gonna throw around a couple of licks. It's like a rhythm tone. Let me turn off the reverb here. Oh, bringing this guy back. pretty solid rhythm tone. Let's see, we're gonna go over to the next cab here. My second in line, I've got the same cab except it's open. Let's hear this. Sounds just a bit more brighter. Next cab, we got a Marshall Greenback 4x12. Could open up this information. Inspired by 1960 BX guitar cabinet. And we've got G12 greenbacks in there. Let's hear that. And again, I am rolling off around the 70 hertz, upper 70. This one's at 74 for whatever reason. It might have been a mistake, but you can hear the difference. See, we got greenbacks and then V30s. Really cool for shaping your tone. I'm gonna go over to a Jubilee 2x12. This has greenbacks. Let me see, just gonna make sure. So this was a 4x12, but it has a 2x12. If that makes sense. So basically there's only 2 speakers in there. A rare cabinet, what am I looking for? Marshall inspired with Celestian speakers. Okay, so it's a Jubilee green because there's greenbacks in there. So let's I really like this cabinet. This is probably one of my go-to cabinets. As you can hear, it doesn't sound too bad for using a solid state amp. I'm pretty impressed. And now we've got 2x12 with I think V30s now. Yep, vintage 30s. I just want to be short before I tell you. So we got V30s here. Let's hear it. Let's do a quick comparison. So here's the one with greenbacks. V30s. So you could definitely hear a difference. They're different. I don't think one's worse or better than the other. They're just different. And last but not least, I've got a Marshall 4x12, or as what the information button says here, it says it is probably a Marshall 1960 cab in very bad condition. I love it. You know, it just looks cool. I get a really cool vibe from it. You can definitely hear that the more thump in the 4x12. I still have the EQ. Oh, you know, that's a pretty high. Let me see. Okay, we're gonna leave it there. I'm gonna make sure to save it. It's really easy to change stuff, guys. All you do is you click save, and we're gonna go through this. Go ahead and push save, and we are saving the preset. All right. You can tell it has a bit more body. We're gonna go back and forth between this Marshall and then the Jubilee. Here's the Jubilee again. Marshall. A little bit more thump. You know, again, I don't think one's better or worse than the other. They're just different. So let's go over to some lead tones. I'm gonna crank the gain up a little bit more and throw on some reverb. All right, here we are. I've cranked up the gain on the Marshall, and we're gonna start back from preset 1 with this slash 4x12. Let's hear this. All right, guys, so here we're back. I just cranked up the gain on the Marshall, put on some reverb on Logic, and now we're at preset 1, the slash 4x12 close. Let's try. Gonna go over to the open. I don't know. I mean, I would use them differently, you know. Again, one's not better than the other. Let's move on. Now you're going to hear a big difference with a 4x12 greenback. So let's hear this. Works really good with my Marshall Origin. You know, they just work together, man. So if you have a Marshall Origin, this could work really well. Let's go over to the Jubilee. This is a Jubilee with greenbacks. But it doesn't, I feel like there's a little bit more bite. Going over to the Jubilee with V30s now. Let's try this. Finally, let's try this Warren Marshall 4x12. This is probably personally my favorite cabinet. Let's try it out. Well, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm walking around to show you. I got the JVM right here. And the tone guy was our MG. Pretty impressive. We've got the Two Notes Captor X going. right there, straight into the computer, or into my antelope interface, and then into the computer. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and be releasing some new music soon. Peace.